The focus of this lesson is pay periods and hourly rates. We're going to start off with just some vocabulary, so let's take some Cornell notes. Take your lined paper, fold it in half. The left-hand side will be the question, and on the right-hand side, put the answer. So we're going to begin with the first question. What is bi-weekly pay? Well, as we've learned previously, bi means every other, every two, right? Two, and then weekly. So what this means is you will get paid every other week. When you receive a paycheck, every 2 weeks on the same day of the week, every other week. In this case, you'll receive 26 paychecks per year. And that's because, well, there are 52 weeks in a year. Half of 52 is 26. So for example, you would receive a check on Friday the 9th, right? And then Friday, December 23rd. And then January, right? Friday the 6th. And then Friday the 20th, and so on. So every other Friday all the way throughout the year. And this is considered bi-weekly pay. Feel free to pause the video if it moves too fast. Next one, semi-monthly pay. Okay, semi also means twice, and then monthly. So you're going to get paid twice during the month. So you will have a paycheck twice a month. Let's just say month, not monthly. Apologize for that. On the same dates of the month. So, for example, the 15th and the 30th. In this case, you will receive 24 checks per year because there are 12 months in the year and you receive 2 per month. Now, do note in this case, you will always receive them on a specific date, the 15th and the 30th. Next one, monthly pay. This one's probably the most obvious, right? You will receive one paycheck every single month. When you receive a paycheck once a month on the same date of the month, and in this case, you'll receive 12 checks per year. If you're not great at budgeting your money, this might be one of the more complicated ways to get paid. All right, when you get paid, whether it's bi-weekly, semi-monthly, or monthly, one of the best things to sign up for is called direct deposit. With direct deposit, paycheck amounts will be automatically deposited electronically into your bank account on payday. In other words, your employer will not need to give you a check that you need to take to the bank. They will directly, electronically send your pay to your banking institution, and that's called direct deposit. Generally, when people have direct deposit, they tend to get their money much quicker than those that do not. Okay, generally when people get paid, they earn what is called an hourly rate. An hourly rate is how frequent. The hourly rate is how much you earn per hour. So it's a set amount of pay for each hour worked. What are regular hours? Regular hours are the hours an employee is required to work for a specific job. So if your job is full-time, generally 40 hours is your regular hours. Most jobs have what we call a 9 to 5 or 8 to 4 sort of hours, and those are the regular hours. Now, what are overtime hours? Well, if you work beyond those 40 regular hours, anything that's more than that full-time number is considered overtime. Employers are required to pay you extra if you work above and beyond your regular hours, if you work overtime. Okay, so like I said before, if you work overtime, they have to pay you at a higher rate. What is overtime hourly rate? It is pay that is higher for overtime. It's usually 1.5 times the regular hourly rate, called time and a half. So if you normally make $6 an hour, they have to give you 1.5 times that $6. So six and then half more. So half of six is three. They'd have to pay you $9 an hour instead of $6 an hour because you worked overtime. All right. Now, some jobs even offer what is called double time. This occurs frequently when you work on holidays or you work a lot of overtime. You get what's called double time. And it's exactly as it sounds. It's an overtime rate that is double or 2 times the hourly rate, often paid for working on holidays. So if I normally earn $6 an hour, on double time pay, I will make $12 an hour instead. All right. Now, once you calculate all of your pay for your pay period, we have what is called gross pay. This is your total pay. It's the sum of all of your hourly pay and your overtime pay. Now, do note that the gross pay is the amount of money you've earned before taxes and deductions have been removed. So you will not see this amount on your actual final paycheck. What is minimum wage? Well, by law, employers are required to pay you a minimum amount. Federal or state law mandates a lowest hourly wage that can be paid to an employee. Let's look really quickly. So, the current California minimum wage is $13 per hour. Now, generally, California minimum wage is a bit higher than the federal minimum wage. So let's see if we can figure out the difference. The federal minimum wage is still only $7.25 per hour, which is quite low. Okay. It is important that people are paid what we call a living wage, right? In order to be able to afford rent and other things. If you take a quick Google search, you can find these sort of maps that kind of go through the different minimum wages at different states at different times.